And we are live. Hey guys, I know it's been a couple weeks since we've had a podcast, but I'm up with some new and exciting things for the podcast, and my birthday passed, so I was busy with that. Had some personal things going on, but we're back on track, and some announcements at the end of the show. We're gonna definitely blow your mind. So let's just jump right into it. The NFL, we got the NFL draft on Thursday, April 29th. Super excited for that. We will be doing a live stream just like we did for the NBA draft, so please tune in for that. The Jets have traded Sam Darnold to the Panthers for a second-round pick and a next year 2022 second-round pick and a sixth-round pick. The Panthers are going to allow Teddy to kind of facilitate his own trade, kind of figure out where he wants to go, and then they'll trade him to whatever destination he feels most comfortable. I feel like that's like the least they could do. Watkins goes to the Ravens on a one-year deal. So Sammy Watkins, best years are probably behind him. Won a Super Bowl with Kansas City. Flopped last year again. And now he's headed to the Ravens where he feels like he's going to be closest to his peak form. Drew Brees retires. So Drew Brees, one of the best quarterbacks of all times, leader of Who Dat Nation, the guy who repped New Orleans for the entire NFL. He is retiring. I think he's like either first or second in passing yards and passing touchdowns all time. So, congratulations to Drew Brees on a great career, and I hope you have a happy retirement. That kind of sucks. You know, one of the greats walking away. It kind of just it sucks. It reminds you that not everything is forever. Aaron Rodgers wants to host Jeopardy, like permanently. He said he would be down, and it's not a meme or a joke. So, I'm down. I'm down with Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a funny guy. Like, he's like a dry funny, so it's like kind of cool. I don't know. Like, I'd watch. I'd keep watching. Quinton Dunbar signs a one-year deal with the Lions, so the Lions are getting a nice little corner, stick on the outside, you know, trying to beef up that defense. We're over the Matt Patricia thing already, so we've got to get back to rebuilding the roster. The Falcons are looking to trade the number 4 pick. A lot of people believe that if any pick is getting traded in the top 5, it's gonna be the Falcons. It's not gonna be the Bengals. The Falcons are really looking to move out of the number 4 pick because they do feel like they don't need it, and they can take the haul. There's a lot of depth in this draft class, so a top 5 pick for positions you don't need are not quite as valuable. So. Bengals are open to trading the number 5 pick, but like I said, they're not the team that everybody thinks they're going to be trading out of the top 5. That kind of seems to be the team that everybody thinks, because you have around the 5 spot, you have the Jamar Chase, you have the Penei Sewell pick, and those are 2 positions that they need desperately. So I don't see them moving out of the top 5 as much as I see Atlanta kind of moving out of the top 5 and getting their own rhythm and range started next year, trying to make a playoff push. Rodney Houston signed a 3-year extension with Arizona, so goes from Oakland to Arizona, and now Arizona has made him a very, very, very rich man. I think it was 3 years, $61 million. So the Dolphins trade the number 3 pick to San Francisco for the number 12 pick, a 2022 first rounder, a 2022 third rounder. Yeah. No, I lied. A 2021 first and third rounder and a 2022 first. So the Dolphins are loaded on first round picks for the next couple years. But then the Dolphins trade the number 12 pick to Philadelphia for the number 6 pick and a 5th round pick and a 2022 first round pick. And the Eagles get the number 12 pick, the number 123rd pick, and a 22 first round pick. So this leads me to the mock draft 2.0. I know that I did it a while ago, and I know I kind of set out a schedule for myself, and then life hit me like a ton of bricks. So you know, not always gonna get what you schedule for. But yeah. So mock draft 2.0 is coming out tomorrow. Please tune in for that. Really excited about that. We're gonna be using the Draft Network. I'm a little old school, so you guys aren't gonna be able to see like the picture-in-picture. I kind of just like this podcast setting. So you're not going to be able to see the picture-in-picture, but I will be here. I will be talking about team needs. I will be interacting with you guys. And we'll see how it goes. I think after the one I did it yesterday, and it was shocking, to put it the least. There was a lot of players that I saw that I could have been picked like 8 spots higher than I should have, than they should have, just be based on team need, because a lot of guys drive for value, but I drive for team need in certain spots and scenarios. So there was a lot of guys where I feel like should have been taken that weren't taken. Let's put it that way. The NBA, let's move it on. Brooklyn and Philadelphia are both 35-16, tied for first in the East. Charlotte is still 4 games ahead of the 10th seed. The Jazz and Sun are still first and second in the West, and they just had a showdown a couple nights ago. It's the Suns with CP3 are a completely different team. They're like, CP3 is a top 5 point guard of all time. You put him on any team, and they're instantly going to make the playoffs. The Knicks still in the top 8, even though their record is below 500. It's 25-26. They have hit a rough couple stretch of games where they play a lot of tough competition, but the Knicks are still fighting for those playoffs, man. LeBron and AD-less Lakers fall to the 5th seed, so they were the 2 seed all year, and then even with AD being out, they were the 2 seed all year. LeBron gets hurt on an ankle injury, and now the Lakers are the 5th seed. It looks like they're just going to keep dropping. They're 4-6 in their last 10. I don't see them digging out of that hole until LeBron or AD come back. Of course, then they're the best team in the league, in my opinion, again. Other than Brooklyn, because Brooklyn has Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, LaMarcus Aldridge, James Harden, and Blake Griffin. So Brooklyn's going crazy right now. They do need more depth, in my opinion. All 5 of those guys can start, and I don't think that. I think it would work. I don't think it'd be a bad idea, but their bench depth is not. I think where it's not championship caliber. If that makes sense. The Pelicans are 22-28. They are currently the 11th seed, which means they're 1 seed out of the play-in tournament to see who gets into the playoffs. So I root for the Pelicans. I love Lonzo Ball, so I'm really rooting for them. I hope they can kind of figure it out. I don't think it's a matter of like. I don't even know what to tell you about New Orleans, because they play good defense and then they score a lot of points. So I don't really know why they're losing games. They got a good coach. I don't know. They just got to figure it out. I think they're missing like one more key person, because all of their players are super young, but I feel like their potential is greater than what is being shown. So yeah. Minnesota has the worst record in the league at 13-38. And you know what's crazy? The Rockets lost 20 games in a row. Houston has the second worst, and they're 13-37. And Detroit has the worst in the East at 15-36. So it's looking like those are the 3 worst teams in the league by far, at this point, pretty much. And those are going to be the top 3 picks in the draft more than likely, which is going to be really exciting for this guy. All right, let's do a UFC recap. So I got Miocic versus Ngannou 2, UFC 260 in the main event. Stipe Miocic absolutely gets obliterated by Francis Ngannou in round 2. Francis Ngannou took him down. Francis Ngannou jabbed him up. Francis Ngannou outboxed him. And then he was able to land clean. And Stipe's leg bent back. He was on his ass. There was nothing that he could have done. Francis went in for the kill. Ref didn't need to see any more after the first one. And we have a new heavyweight champ of the world. Congratulations, Francis Ngannou. That's awesome. I think everybody should go watch this Joe Rogan podcast. I just dropped my remote. This Joe Rogan podcast where he kind of talks about his childhood and his journey to France. And it's really touching stuff. But yeah, congratulations. Stipe Miocic is still the greatest heavyweight of all time, in my opinion. He's proven what he's needed to prove. He's proved what he needs to prove, and he's done everything that he has to do to gain respect. He's still a GOAT in my eyes. Congratulations, Stipe Miocic, for if this is your last fight, for a great career. In the co-main event, Vicente Luque subbed Tyron Woodley in round 1 with a modified guillotine. And it was fight of the night, even though it was only a one-rounder. So Woodley came out really hyper-aggressive. Literally did the opposite of what he's been doing for his past 3 to 4 fights. And he looked great. And then Luque cracked him. Just complete crack. Full connect. Woodley was wobbled. I don't think he ever got his legs back after that. And then Vicente just went in for the kill. Got the submission. There you go. There you go. In the main card, Sean O'Malley KOs Thomas Almeida in round 3. So he actually KO'd him in round 1, but he tried to do a walk-off, and the ref was like, "What is that?" But after that, everybody knew what was going to happen. Everybody knew who was going to win the fight. It was Thomas Almeida. It was definitely Sean O'Malley's fight to lose and Thomas Almeida's fight to win, and none of that happened. Sean O'Malley was never going to lose that fight. I wholeheartedly believe that he was going to win that fight the entire time, especially after he knocked him out in the first round and the referee just didn't. Sean O'Malley was not going to lose, period. I'm not surprised by this result at all. Miranda Maverick defeated Gillian Robertson via unanimous decision. Miranda Maverick is one of those people, one of those fighters that just keeps getting better and keeps elevating her game. And every time I watch her fight, it's more exciting. So I'm really excited to watch her fight again. Jamie Malarkey KOs Kama Worthy in 46 seconds. Kama Worthy kind of did like he got hit, and then he did a stumble stand, and then caught himself, and then fell straight forward onto his face. So it was a weird, I hate seeing those KOs because it's kind of like because I feel like you got knocked out twice. Like you caught yourself and then fell and got knocked out. That's crazy. So those are kind of like the cringiest ones to watch for me because it's like, damn, that's somebody's kid, you know? But that's the fight game. What are you going to do? All right, upcoming UFC. We got UFC Fight Night, Vettori versus Holland. Kevin Holland steps in for Darren Till on short notice. Even with that information, I still got Kevin Holland winning. I feel like he's going to have the most success in rounds 1 and 2. And he's probably going to get the finish. And if he doesn't get the finish, I can see Marvin kind of making it creep into the later rounds. But in round 5, I do see Kevin just kind of flipping a switch and going straight in. He says he's not worried about 5 rounds anymore like he was with Brunson. He says he feels great. And I think he's actually going to go out there with a different mindset and actually try to handle business and win this fight. Co-main event, Arnold Allen versus Sodiq Yusuf. Arnold Allen is undefeated in the UFC for a reason. He's got power in his hands, lightning fast speed, but Sodiq Yusuf is not a guy to sleep on. This guy knows how to fight. He comes to bang every single time. It wouldn't surprise me if this fight was over in 2.5 minutes. Still won fight of the night, and then the winner of the fight, who I believe is going to be Arnold Allen, won performance of the night as well. That's how much potential this fight has in my eyes. In the main card, we got Sam Alvey versus Julian, calling out Miley Cyrus Marquez. I do have Julian winning that fight. I think he's the younger, more explosive guy, and I think that the experience isn't that. It doesn't make up for the gap that there is in explosive power and speed. And I don't think Sam Alvey's not the type of guy to just grapple. So I like Julian Marquez's chances. I think he gets it done within 2 rounds. Nina Ansaroff, congratulations on the baby girl, Reagan Nunes. This is her first fight since becoming a mom, so super proud of her. She's made the comeback officially. She pulls a tough card, though, in Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern did the same thing a couple years ago where she took some time off to have a baby. Now that she's back, she's kind of trying to start that title push. They're both kind of trying to start that title push at the same time. Nina Ansaroff, I have winning the fight. But when you see her versus a pure grappler, kind of like when you did with Tatiana Suarez, it's tough for me to say that that's going to happen this time because Tatiana Suarez has that Khabib forward pressure mentality where it's just constantly being put on you. Mackenzie Dern's sitting there, she just wants to play. She wants to play and then then she's playing jiu-jitsu, and then you're in her world. So it's kind of two different styles of grappling. I feel like Nina's going to be able to kind of get combinations off and then slip out of the way of kind of like some last-ditch effort takedown attempts. I feel like she's going to be able to use her footwork to get out of there in exchanges that she doesn't want to be in when Mackenzie's trying to grab her upper body. Yeah, I think Nina Ansaroff's going to win the fight, and that sucks for Mackenzie Dern because I feel like Mackenzie Dern has a lot of potential, and that's the fight game. That's the fight game. Mike Perry versus Daniel Rodriguez. I got Mike Perry winning. Mike Perry needs to find a groove. Hasn't been relevant in a long time. Nobody really cared. Like, I didn't even know he was fighting this weekend until I went on to make my notes. Like, nobody really cares about Mike Perry anymore because he's done stuff inside the octagon, outside. He's kind of just making a mockery of the sport. And I really just want him to go back to his fighter days, back when he was a pure fighter. And just kind of get back to that mentality that he was having there because he had the most success there in the octagon and outside the octagon. And look, man, I don't want to mess with nobody's personal life, but it's pretty crazy to imagine that I didn't even know he was fighting. Let's put it that way. Prelim fights to watch: Yorgan De Castro versus Jarvis Danho. Yorgan De Castro hits harder than a Mack truck moving backwards. Like, literally, Yorgan De Castro was moving backwards, threw a lazy right hook. It landed, but he completely out cold went to sleep. I've seen it happen twice. So please, watch that fight. Yorgan is a monster. Scott Hot Sauce Holtzman versus Mateus Gamrot. Gamrot. Doesn't matter. I got my dog Hot Sauce. Scott Holtzman kind of reminds me of Calvin Kattar. And now that I think about it, I've never seen Calvin Kattar and Scott Holtzman in the same room. There you go. Jim Miller versus Joe Selecki is the last prelim fight to watch. This fight's going to be a banger. Jim Miller comes in with a whole lot of experience, with a hell of a chin, hell of a grappling game. But Joe Selecki is just this slick moving guy. Like, he's able to just slickly move in and out, get off weird strikes and combinations, and he's just able to touch you. And when he touches you 3, 4, 5, 6 times, you feel it, and then you see it in people's faces. Like, they're like eyes wide and like, oh my God, like, I'm in a fight. And I don't think that's going to happen to Jim Miller because he has a lot of experience versus a lot of high-level guys. But I do feel like Joe Selecki, being the younger guy, being the more athletic guy, being the more unpredictable guy, being the guy who has less tape, I do think Joe Selecki is able to pull off the victory probably within 2 rounds. Thank you to the Raw DJs. Even though Mark is not here, he is at school teaching, so that's always great. Thank you to Buddy for being a good boy. You guys didn't even know he was here. He's so cute and quiet. He's so sweet. And just remember to love everybody. Some announcements. The mock draft is coming out tomorrow, so that leads me to every week there is going to be 2 episodes a week. That's just something that I'm going to start doing because I want to start putting all of my time and effort into this. I really love doing this for you guys. I love doing it because I love sports, and I really just want to keep talking. To be completely honest, I love this, and I want to continue to do it. So you guys are gonna get a lot more content out of me. Thank you so much, and woo! Sorry, now I gotta turn it off.